بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وما بعد. Inshallah, I'm gonna start with the second part of the Dabke tutorial. In summary, the first part of the tutorial focused on what is Dabke and why Dabke is important, especially in the West. There were no performances in that tutorial, it's only a speech. It's a 15-minute speech that I consider very important to anyone who would consider performing Dabke at one point in his life. Without talking any more about the first part, I'm gonna focus on the second part. The second part should be more fun because we will look at 3 online performances. I just picked 3 out of probably thousands in YouTube, not because they're the best, just because they're kind of samples of 3 flavors of Dabke performances. Before we're talking about the performances, I want to actually share with you something new. I want to share with you what a traditional Palestinian clothing look like. Right now, I'm wearing a sample and I love it. It's kind of something that I bought after I graduated from McGill, the university I was studying in, and I just kept it always with me for occasions such as performances. And what you're gonna see here is that first and foremost is this hatta. Hatta is a common piece of cloth that Palestinians wear, usually to identify themselves. I'm Palestinian, and you would see a lot of that anywhere where you see either Palestinians or pro-Palestinians human rights. So this is kind of common. Probably the less common clothing is let's say the bottom part. Now the bottom part, which is say the pants, it's kind of called shirwal, and it's a baggy pant. It's kind of very comforting. You can sit with comfort, you can move around comfortably, and it's kind of a great thing to wear if you're a farmer. And usually Palestinians were farmers before 1948. So prior to 1948, say like 1900s, beginning of 1900s, if you walk in the farms, you see everyone wearing shirwal like that. The other piece of clothing that you see on the top is called umbaz. Umbaz, I don't have an advantage for that at umbaz. I just don't know why exactly it's worn. Maybe it's just there, it's a fashion, like any other clothing that you see today. It's fashion. So anyway, so it's umbaz, shirwal, hatta. So you have the full set, and later on in tutorial part 3, I'll be wearing the clothing and I'll be standing up, I'll be displaying some steps, like meshye, wahda ونص, and maybe 2 or 3 more steps, and then improvising on songs. So you would see me in action with the clothing. But for now, I'm not going to move from my place. And so it's kind of just a sidetrack. Now the focus back to tutorial part 2 is online performances. The first online performance that I'd like to show you is done by a group called a Zaytuna group. They are located in UK, and they have few performances online, and all of them are very nice. And what was so special about those performances is not the complexity of the steps by no means. Their steps are relatively simple. They're not simple, but they're relative to other performances. They're quite simple. What makes them more special is their costumes. Okay, is that they perform on a stage with an audience that cheers for them. It's very important. If you have an audience that just doesn't do anything, just watches and just doesn't do anything, it kind of changes the atmosphere a lot. And the performers are also interacting with the audience. You would see them looking, and their smile, they're kind of crossing their faces, and they're moving their shoulders, and they're looking at the audience. you know, all these kind of additional things that people usually don't like to think about when they're performing Dabke are very important. Alhamdulillah, Zaytuna was a great example. I'm not going to talk anymore, else I'm going to let you watch it. Enjoy it.